Hello everyone, welcome back to Daytime Rebellion. So, it's time for the trial relating to the killing of the person who was like, it's Kyoko, but spoilers, it's actually Mukuro Ikusaba because, hey, you know, evidence and stuff. So, let's head on in. I'm excited. We're like on the second last trial I'm expecting now. There is like no one here. Whoa, Byaku and Makoto. Oh, the not being able to read continues. Let's slow down. Let's take this slower. Thankfully, I won't need to do a lot of reading this part. Whoa, Byaku and Makoto showed up together. Where the heck have you two been? You just disappeared without a word. We were investigating, of course. How could you not figure that out by this point? Makoto's ranked high enough for you guys to go off together, just the two of you? What, are you jealous? Hey. Or are you making up some kind of creepy fantasy for yourself? What? Stop talking and brace yourselves. I'll be here any second. Any second? He could show up at any second. What I imagined was When I imagined what was about to happen, I immediately tensed up and prepared myself. But we stood there for 5 full minutes, waiting for something weird to happen. And then 5 minutes became 10. Why? What's going on here? Why hasn't Monokuma showed up yet? Could it be? Maybe he died again. What should we do? Should we keep waiting or what? Jesus! Did I scare you? Come on. I demand an explanation. Why do you waste my time and make me wait like that? What? I made you wait? You've got it all backwards. You're the ones making me wait. Huh?
In other words,
I'm waiting for everyone to arrive. We can't start till everyone's here, now can we? What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We've all been waiting for you. Pooh, sorry, but you're wrong. It's gonna be waiting for Kyoko. But I've been waiting 10 minutes now, so it's okay if I punish the one making us all wait, right? If we can all agree it's a violation, I'll arrange a punishment right now. If it's me you're waiting for, I'm here. When we heard that voice, we all spun around to look.
Hey.
I'm here, and no rule's been broken. Kyoko! Kyoko, you're still alive? No, that's a ghost. Stop talking. You want to fight? Do it at the class trial. You need to save some of the fun for later, right? What? But is it okay that there's no particular penalty for being late?
Is that right?
I made it here just fine. What school regulation did I violate? Am I wrong? You're so selfish, so spoiled. You're right, there's no penalty officially, but I bet you'll be sorry later. No, I'll make sure you're sorry later. Anyway, hustle your butts under the elevator. I'll just be one step ahead of ya. Why can't I read? What happened between the last recording session and now? You know what it is? I got new headphones because my headphones broke. What if it's the headphones? Could be. It could be just throwing off my mojo. It resets me back to level 1. When Monokuma was gone, we all rushed up to Kyoko. Kyoko! So you really didn't die?
Indeed.
Of course I didn't die. Thank God. I'm so glad you're okay. Perhaps, but that's not necessarily a good thing for us, huh? He's right. Now we've got to deal with a ghost. Told you stop talking. Let's go. Come on, let's just go. Whatever we need to discuss, we can do it during the trial. Without ever looking directly at Kyoko, Byakuya stepped into the elevator. Master, wait for me. It's a comedy at this point. Good call. Who knows what might happen to us if we take too long. I'll be happy when this trial is all over. One after another, everyone piled into the elevator. But I couldn't help myself. I had to talk to Kyoko before the trial started. Hey, Kyoko, what's up, girl? Listen, before we get started, I have to ask you. Where have you been this whole time? Used that key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you? So...
Correct.
I went to investigate the second floor of the dorms. The second floor?
That's right.
There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed his announcement because of that. I had no idea a body had been discovered. Then, when did you find out?
So...
Just now. I finished my search and came back down just in time to hear the class trial announcement. I took some time to go over the crime scene first. I can't go to a trial completely uninformed, can I? So that's why you were late.
However...
I'm sorry I kept you all waiting. But if you're on the second floor of the dorms, then that's what the key you found goes to?
Wrong.
Actually, to be precise, not quite.
In other words...
I used Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. What? Interesting.
Just a second.
Hey, what are you doing? Hurry up before we get in trouble with Monokuma.
Makoto.
We can go over all the details after we get through the trial, okay, Makoto? Right now, I just want you to focus on surviving our current situation.
It would seem...
Because this is probably the single most crucial moment so far for me. For her? That's a strange way to put it. Class trial is important for everyone, right? So why would she say it's a crucial moment for her?
Goodbye.
Well, if that's all. Seemingly unconcerned, Kyoko made her way to the elevator. I'm just overthinking what she said, right? Oh no, she probably did it. Being the last one left, I stepped into the elevator. At least I think so. I don't know. And the door slid shut. Unless it's Asahina, actually. Because the whole thing of the title. This time the clunking was so loud... Oh my god, why can't I read? This time, the clunking was loud enough to hurt my ears, and the dread began to consume me once again. I can't imagine ever getting used to the mental pressure that comes with preparing for an execution. In that dusky darkness, nobody said a word. We just stood there, silent and still. After an immeasurable period of time, the doors opened without warning. A dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes, but it wasn't the illuminating light of hope. It was the darkness of despair, right? It was the blinding light of despair. Okay, close enough. Whoa-ho-ho! How vaporwave is this? I've been waiting for this. I feel like it's been forever since we got together like this. The time for pointless jokes and jabs has passed. Let's get on with the show. Indeed. So the curtain opened for the 5th time. A deadly judgment, deadly deception, deadly betrayal, deadly riddle, deadly offense, deadly faith. It's so corny, I don't like it. I hope that's gone for the next game, legit. Okay, but look at Makoto's hoodie there. It looks interesting and different. I actually kind of like it. It's a nice touch. Did we get any more skills? Okay, we got extraordinary focus. Increase the focus gauge by 2. Nice, okay. So yeah, someone said we can use these on the next playthrough, so that's kind of cool. Let's open the handbook. Take a look at what we got. So we got the file that says they were dead before the blast, stabbed. Oh, you know what? We don't need to look at it now because we'll just look at it whenever it comes up. So let's get started. I'm excited. Mostly because I get to just listen now.
Let's begin with a bit. If you can figure out, then I'll
Okay,
finish.
we got that.
Well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
Oh my god.
But Kyoko's standing right there.
No, that's a ghost.
But she has legs and stuff.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Her traits?
Are we seriously doing this? One important trait that her gloves. Yeah. Why is the face capitalized? That's a grammatical error. Yeah, the gloves. Just say take off your gloves.
About her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
Oh, because she's a 90s kid. And 90s kids, you know, fingerless gloves or gloves in general make you cool.
You happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion. I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
There's no way that the corpse was Kyoko, but if I can't prove why, we're gonna be stuck. Are we? Is this seriously a thread that we're gonna pursue? And the case won't move forward. So I don't have any choice but to. Okay, let's do this. Also, someone told me about an optional scene in this chapter. So, tattoo on the right hand, exploded body analysis, fake nails. Okay. Let's see here.
Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
It's gonna be the tattoo.
She was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion.
Okay, no, it's gonna be that last one. Yeah, this is crazy. I know the body's in Kyoko's, that can prove it.
That Kyoko there
Yeah,
is
so
just a
that's
Okay, then prove it. The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
that's true.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
So
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
no.
Because that corpse is absolutely
Okay, I for some reason I was actually like, okay, wait, am I doing this right? Let's try that again.
Kyoko, then okay, then prove it. The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
Keep getting those though.
got burnt up in the explosion.
Okay, so I like that I'm a ghost. Interesting.
Yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse.
Damn it!
Absolutely, this entire discussion is
Wait a sec. Maybe I don't want to do that one. Wait
That
a sec. Maybe I am actually wrong. Because if I'm gonna use the explode body analysis, fake nails. Okay, no, I probably want the fake nails actually.
there is just a ghost.
Because there's no way you can wear a glove with fake nails.
Okay, then
Prove it.
the dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt.
Up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
There we go. Yeah, no, okay. I'm glad I actually got stuck up on that one a bit, because otherwise I would have jumped the gun and put the wrong one. So
No, there's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
for anything, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from there. Okay. So let's use the probably the tattoo on the right hand.
If Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
Then who's flying the plane?
Gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition,
That's true.
and there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
Shoot! No!
Then there's nothing else.
Oh, I
we can
screwed
do.
up really badly. I was shooting the wrong ones. Okay, so yeah, we have to identify the body. Was the victim's own body? Yeah. So let's try that again.
Kyoko really and who died? Gotta be some...
The face was scorched beyond, and there wasn't any
Yeah, it was
description in the
beyond
Monokuma.
recognition, which is correct.
Well, if we can't identify the body...
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah, because no, the face was scorched beyond recognition. That's not a lie.
There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real?
If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Well, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog?
Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Oh my god. I love that.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
Compare the tattoo to the other information, it should become clear. And that was on, because when he got it, it updated the profile, right? Yes.
I got it!
Yeah.
The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
The image that represents Fenrir is... Are we really going through this? Okay. Is it going to be wolf or dog? Wolf. Okay. We need an F. There's an F. There we go. That was
Now I understand.
really incredibly stupidly easy. I bet you... Is that one different in Japanese? It'd be interesting to know what it goes through in Japanese.
A wolf.
I don't know. If it uses, like... Would it be hiragana? Katakana? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm not that big of a weeb to know that stuff.
Fenrir, the wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. Huge, world-ending wolf beast. He's the child of the trickster god Loki and a female giant.
Oh, I actually didn't know Fenrir. Not Fefnir. I always mix up the two. I didn't know that Fenrir was this child of Loki. That's actually interesting. Wow, how did Loki give Doggo?
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo. And that means...
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf, which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a cool-ass trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
Unless she meant two people when she told him.
And who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time? And when she finally turns up, she gets killed. Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character, which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no. there's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along.
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
Based on what we know, it can only be, us. Yeah. No, these ones would be fun answers, but
I got it!
it's the only... Gotta be honest.
Narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden.
But what if you're lying?
However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
exactly.
So the only suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it, I can't let this stand. Somehow I have to clear my name. I have...
There's something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
I forgot that this is voiced.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at, well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
The body was discovered at 9 o'clock.
I got it!
Really? Just basic
The body
recall?
must have been discovered at
What
9
a
a.m.,
weird
since that's
question.
when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Normally the questions are like, make a conclusion, but that's just like, actually just recall it. Yes, we know how we got the time.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
The murder happened between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m., and I don't have an alibi from 10 p.m. till 7:30 a.m. Okay, then, looks like the game has begun. Can't prove an alibi in that period. Can't provide an alibi. And I just have to prove the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. To do that, I have to make clear when the body ended up in the garden, which I do have, thanks to these sprinklers. Because of the wetness. Yeah, the sprinklers.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
What? Don't scare me like that. Makes me think something weird's going on. That was a contradiction, though.
We've established a time frame for the murder.
Wait, let's double check. So it's the exploded body. The upper half remained fire. Bottom half was soaking while the bottom half remained dry. Sprinkler. Okay, no, I'm jumping the gun again. I need to use the body.
It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
The exploded body analysis. Yes.
Makoto doesn't have.
Yeah, from 10 to 7:30.
Let's try this one. What? What am I doing wrong? Okay.
We've
established a time frame. It took place somewhere between 10 and 9 o'clock in the... and Makoto does...
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any
objections now would be the
Okay, so, there's something that happens in the garden at the same time every morning. Thinking back, the corpse was almost totally dry. In which case I should be able to figure... Wait. Do I do it at the 10:30?
for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
What? Okay. Sprinklers on that one?
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock.
Okay. That one was garbage. I call out that one because that one is like a... you could have used it either. It really feels like...
happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words?
I've never even heard that euphemism used before. What?
I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean by denying the sprinkler? Are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Man, you're totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
Need to prove that it wasn't the sprinklers that got the body wet. All I have to do is hit it with a certain piece of evidence, which it is the... Really? We're doing this again? Oh, wait. Wait. Moment of truth. Okay, here we go. Yeah, why is she gone crazy for this?
I admit nothing. I hate you. I don't know anything. Hold on. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. I don't know anything. Hold on. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you.
Okay, final strike. What do we need?
How can you say it wasn't the...
Oh, I only have the one because I'm on easy.
Should prove it.
Oh, thank God. Forgot about that. I like those sections, actually. I remember some people saying that they really hated them. But I like those sections. They're fun. I feel like the rhythm is actually really good. The only problem is once like you get to max tempo and the music stops, and then it kind of sucks. But I actually really like those sections. Whoa, hey, that was weird. For some reason, my capture card just totally pooped out and everything was dying. I think my computer might have got one of those shifty midnight updates. So, we're back. Hopefully nothing. We didn't miss too much. Just a flashback mostly. So, let's continue.
If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
I'm so sick of her.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because... while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Kyoko's the only one without an alibi. Which means that Mukuro's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone that's...
I'd just like to say one thing. If you vote for me, and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen.
Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game, and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway,
I'm surprised that worked.
she did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
Certain something at the scene, that was the tarp. Yes, the tarp. Give me back some health from that horrible show.
You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Why would Kyoko say that? Okay, it's pretty obvious that Kyoko's saying that as a means of prolonging the trial to get more answers to hopefully expose that what actually happened. Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp. If it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have touched the body, right? Which is weird because the blood, but the body. Wait, we have the tape, right?
Wait. Something's not right.
And what might that be?
I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoko said. The part where the tarp was spotless. Because that doesn't make sense if there's blood, fresh blood. Which is probably the body before the explosion is what we want. Let me check. We want body before the explosion. Is that where it say the blood was still wet? Yes.
Body with the tarp. The killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the
Whoop, shoot, that's the wrong one. Damn it. That was a mistake. I jumped on that one.
Shoot!
Must have been a contradiction there. Yeah. Okay, let's try that again.
Covering the body with the tarp. The killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the
Oh, here we go. This is what it is.
Of course it didn't get dirty.
There we go. Yeah, that was what I was looking for. Oh man, sometimes it's just you jump the gun because that time limit is always ticking down, and it's like it's scary. But even though I should just avoid
One
it.
side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Yakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, It absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
The blood was camouflage? What? Yeah, no, I'm lost now.
After the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim.
You mean some
The chicken!
blood? Where would they get something like that?
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
It was Clucky! Where is he? Chicken coop chickens.
I got it!
Aw. Clucky the chicken.
Been chicken blood?
The true killer of this case.
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
Nope.
I think so.
Oh, come on, man.
Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Plus, it was on
That
backwards.
settles it.
Yeah, that seems pretty obvious, guys.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off, but the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body. The coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe. But still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
It's not probable, which is actually true in this case.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
And the suspicion falls back on me again. But why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand. Disguised dead body has been added to the truth. Oh, interesting.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
Oh!
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right?
Oh no, people are gonna say that it's mine. Oh, that's bad, actually.
According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Yeah, this is where we were given the knife to take care of. Which,
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
Oh, this isn't looking good.
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah,
Then why did you hide that fact?
It just never came up.
it's not that I hid it. It's just...
I couldn't be sure of what actually happened last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Considering everything up till now, I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove that I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer. Oh, do we have evidence for that, actually? I'd be surprised if that's the case. Fragments near the dead body. Exploded body analysis disguised dead body. Well, let's see here.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
Yeah,
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
that is true.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
Okay, so it's the fact that we think getting stabbed is. We already established that the coat was put on the body after the tarp was removed, which means the knife was stuck through the coat into the body. Wait a second. We have the fragments, disguised body, and body analysis. So, body analysis, explosion burnt the upper body remained because of that. Okay, no. Fragments. There are bits of charred debris. Noted the bomb was there, and then the other one is the body before explosion. Oh no, or is it the disguised dead body? Took place before. The suspect covered the body with the tarp to prevent it. Later, when they removed it, the suspect placed the white jacket on the body. The jacket had previously been treated with blood to make it look like the corpse was wearing it. So I think it's the disguised dead body that we need to put through at the stab part.
It really is, isn't it?
Because if we look at the Monokuma file, the victim has been stabbed. It doesn't... I think the getting struck is what killed them, because it doesn't say. So.
I was afraid of it.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto
One more, I
did it.
think.
Just because
Nope.
I had the knife once,
Okay.
that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting
There we go. Gotcha, fam. Yeah, because if it was put on after, it doesn't say the way they died.
Hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
lies. We never talked about what killed her.
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
The victim was stabbed twice in the same spot. No, it's not possible. The exact condition that was written down for everyone able to see, it's the Monokuma file.
I got it!
Yeah.
The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did. Totally forgot about that.
Then the knife
was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
You know, this is... I mean, it's probably not. But is this a JoJo reference to Killer Queen? Exploding the body to hide the evidence?
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kind of goes back to the beginning, but what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic-level spontaneous combustion!
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
That was the bomb, right? Do we actually have to choose the bomb or the fragments? Because it says it's the bomb, yeah.
I got it!
That felt pretty easy.
We found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right?
Honestly, I couldn't tell that fragment was from the bomb, though.
That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
That's only natural. Because, of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
Like, I guess, but the problem is, like, it's, you really can't tell it's this. If it was, like, black, then it'd be easy to tell. But it's a different color.
Then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
We need to determine what ultimately killed the victim. I need to concentrate. Are we gonna do a brain thing? Nope, it's an argument. Monokuma file number 5. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to suck one up, probably.
Then
Maybe?
shall we continue the debate?
Let's see here.
The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. Yes.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that...
Am I gonna have to suck up the
It wasn't me because of the knife.
the answer, then put it onto the fatal one?
There's only one
Let's
other
see.
clue.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
Yeah.
And
So we're gonna put that together.
The victim had suffered countless wounds across
But
her
that's not it.
entire body.
Okay. The knife was a cover-up and all those other wounds on the body weren't fresh, which only leaves, yeah.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's
Yeah, okay, I'm glad I got that one. That was the one I was like, okay, I think I got this. If that gave me a bunch of evidence, so I'd probably be
The blow to
confused.
the back of the head she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
okay. Then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then, what was the murder weapon?
The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe.
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Is he gonna say you put it sideways and hit them with it?
Well, maybe they held it the
Oh. Oh my, okay.
Hit her with the handle.
Okay, that's even dumber than hitting it, like, flipping it sideways.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground, and spit on it.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
Oh, wait, what, do we?
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
Oh! The real murder weapon... Oh! Oh! The titanium arrows. Yeah, okay. Okay.
I got it.
Sure. They have to come in some point.
Hit in the back of the head with something, and that's what killed her. And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
That is not as big as a metal pipe, but okay.
Arrow. That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kind of weird.
Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right!
I'm not back-talking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
I don't blame Hina for doubting it, because there's one more thing about that weapon. One more secret. What sort of pepperoni secret are we gonna find out about it? I don't actually know. Oh boy. The bloody duct tape. Probably that? Was it made thicker with the duct tape, maybe?
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right?
Correct.
I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
You're not wrong.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as
Ah,
a
because it was wrapped with the duct tape, yeah.
It seems like an arrow.
There we go. Yeah! I'm happy I'm sort of figuring this out. Because it's, you know, some of the cases I'm like, I got it all figured out beforehand. But this one I'm like, I don't know.
Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Another weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled-up wad of duct tape. The killer probably used this duct tape to bind multiple arrows together.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense than my thought of you will take one arrow and duct tape it around enough to make it thick enough. That makes a lot more sense.
Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks. One stick is weak, but put them together and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Are you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh no, you absolutely have.
How can you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto? What's the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to the death of us all. Remember?
Of course I remember.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
I have evidence. Evidence that Kyoko went to the dojo. Must be connected to the dojo door. Okay. We'll present it, and then I think we'll call it apart. And that is the wood block key.
I got it!
Got it.
The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is...
Alright, guys. We'll stop here for now. I don't know how long this trial is going to go on, so keep it at roughly the hour mark. So thank you for watching, and next time we're probably going to finish up the trial. Thanks for watching, guys, and I can't wait to see where this goes. Ciao.